Hi there, welcome back to another episode of this nonsense. And here I am looking like a giant grapefruit. Choices were made, taste is subjective, and I am citrus, so oh well. So how are you? Are you enjoying this completely oppressive wet heat? Are you safe from the bad parts of the weather? My God, the storms have been so bad up here in eastern Pennsylvania. I've lived in my house for almost 16 years, right? And in that time, we've seen some stuff. We've had to put a whole new roof on this house because of a horrible hailstorm once. Insurance paid for it, yay! But in all the time I've lived here, my basement has never flooded. Never. It's backed up. There's got one of those drains in the floor things, but it's never flooded from the walls. And we had like an apocalyptic storm the other day and my basement flooded. Not in any sort of bad way, like everything's okay. A few boxes got wet, but it was nothing that couldn't be fixed. But that was a first, and I expect there will be many firsts like that, and they won't all be no big deal. I'm not happy to say. Okay, we took a bad turn because I'm actually here to talk about happy stuff. I've got happy stuff. First of all, I am doing much better. We will continue to not talk about personal stuff, but something has shifted, a dam broke, and I've started writing the first new words to be written in the year 2025. I started a couple weeks ago. Not every year, but a lot of years, I put out it's ebook only, Halloween short. It tops out at 10,000 words. They're not very long at all. If you go to my Amazon page, you'll see little stories, and they're all 99 cents each. They're ebook only, and they're just little Halloween shorts. And I wanted to do one this year, and I wasn't feeling it. I've been tooling with these half-finished books of mine, and I've been hating every second of it. And then I had that editing job, right? And something about working on someone else's work and not being judgmental about it. Because look, when I'm working on my own stuff, I'm big time judgmental. I'm big time hard on myself. I'm one of those people that if you make a mistake, no worries, let's work through it. I want to help you. But if I make a mistake, I am a giant piece of crap and I don't deserve the oxygen that I breathe. It's so fun being me. But something about that sort of started crumbling the wall. And then I was reading books, fun books that it really started a sort of demolition of whatever I had put up to wall off other things. And I'm feeling so much better. I'm feeling just better. My well had run dry, and there's, we're not at a full running river just yet, but there is a trickle, and it feels really, really good. I've been really enjoying writing, and I will talk about it. I've got 3 books to talk about this month that I read in the month of July, and they were all kind of accidentally, I didn't mean for this to happen, Halloween themed. And what's funny about this is my mom was sending me posts about when Starbucks is coming out with their pumpkin spice latte, or when Michael's will start putting out their Halloween decorations, or yada, 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 yada. And it's like, I was just sending her a graphic that was just writing out July, because it's like, woman, calm down, it's not time yet. And what's funny is me kind of batting her away like that, and I ended up reading Halloween books. So the first book I want to talk about is titled Pendulum by Ruby Jean Jensen. If you are new to this channel, please know Ruby Jean Jensen is one of my pillars as both a reader and a writer. Her writing means so much to me. Honestly, I haven't found one that I've even been meh about. I like them all. Maybe I don't love them all, but I do like them all. This one I loved. This one was so sad and devastating, and you're not supposed to say I love that, but this one emotionally hurt me in a way that's good. As a creative, as a lover of horror, it's good. And someday there will have to be a big genre-wide discussion about why some of us gravitate towards horror, because it's not all, everybody wants to assume we're all just kind of edgy jerks and just love seeing the gore and horror. And that certainly lives in me. There is a side of me that is that, and don't judge me for that, please. But there's also a side of me that I process the bad things in life through this lens of horror, because horror will show you the worst, but it will also show you how people get through it or don't. And there's something oddly comforting about that. It's the way my head works. And I don't know, I'm babbling, but the fact that this book was so sad and it was upsetting in so many ways, and yet I still loved it. I shouldn't have. I'm telling you, oh, it hurt my feelings. I was so upset. I was kind of bummed out at the end, and I loved it. That doesn't make sense, right? But I did. So there are a few things I want to talk about. This book, I didn't read the back cover copy of it. I guess I should have, because I mean, Halloween's right there written on the back. I grabbed it because it was at Vortex, and they pointed it out to me as soon as I walked in the door. Ruby Jean Jensen over there. All right. I'm here for it. But it takes place around Halloween, and the atmosphere, the notes about the nights getting colder, and the notes about they're walking home from school and the leaves rustling around their ankles, and you remember, I don't know if they still make these, but when I was a kid, they used to make yard waste bags, plastic yard waste bags that looked like jack-o'-lantern heads, and you'd fill them up with leaves and put them in your yard, and your yard waste was also a Halloween decoration. Those are mentioned in this, and it was so evocative of the Halloweens when I was a kid, and it really, really, really put me in the mood. And I didn't want to be, because I was picking on my mom about being in the mood for Halloween, and it was just, oh. So the thing about this book, and the thing about a lot of Ruby Jean's books, is if I give you the quick elevator pitch for what the book is about, you're going to go, so she wrote a book called Chain Letter, and the cover of the book, I'll stick it up here if I can find it. The cover of the book and the title of the book, it's silly. And the elevator pitch is, there's a cursed chain letter that goes around. And it sounds thin and it sounds hokey, and yet it was so good. It was so sad, and it was so, you wanted to fight for these characters. And with this one, where it's so sad and so good, the characters, so many of these characters are wholly unlikable. Wholly unlikable. Even the people who aren't the actual villains are still not good people. There's one, maybe two kids in this that are, you want good things to happen to them. And everybody else sucks. And yet this book is so sad. And so there are parts of it that are panicky, and parts of it where you feel like you're drowning as the reader. That's how good she was. So, quick and simple of it is, this book is about a little girl who is given one of those fortune-telling pendulums. It sits up almost on a tripod, and there's a hanging thing that spins around, and it's sitting all on a scarf. And there are things written on the scarf that say, like, good fortune, dark stranger, love and happiness, undescribable terror, death, things like that, and whatever the pendulum points to. And her cousins assume it's just a trick thing, and they take it to their school's Halloween carnival, and all the kids sign up to get their fortunes told. And so the thing about this book is that sounds maybe bigger than what it is, like, because there's all these kids that get their fortunes told, and a lot of the fortunes are bad, and you guess where it goes from there, especially considering, like, this book came out in the early 80s. I want to say 81. Let me double check. 89. My bad. 1989. The Pendulum is a gift from an old gypsy man. I don't know what the word I'm supposed to use is anymore. I'm very sorry. That's what it says in the book. Yes, so it has powers. There are family secrets, and it's a very sad, very. It's good on the horror. There are good scares. There are a lot of good creeps, like things that build up and that have a satisfying climax. And I just the basic premise sounds silly, but you get very attached to the main little girl character, Heather. And because I gotta turn this fan on. I'm sorry if it's noisy. I'm dying here. You can see my glasses are fogging up. The people around her pick on her and they aren't nice to her, and it's upsetting, and you take umbrage on her behalf, and it's just the way it ends is also like, this isn't a happy ending book. I'll spoil that much for you, but I don't even know if you can get this anymore. I know that her grandson has been re-releasing some of her books, because there are people who remember her, who remember Ruby Jean Jensen books, and if you happen upon any, please grab it and give it because this is exactly what these old paperbacks were meant to be. It's fast moving. I mean, it's not a short book. You can see how thick that is. It took a little bit for me to read through the whole thing, but it never felt like a slog. It never felt like a chore. And I closed this book just the happiest reader ever. I don't know what to tell you. If you've never read Ruby Jean Jensen, just pick one up. Really, just pick any of them at random. If you want to talk to me about it, it's one of my favorite things to do. I'll talk to you about Ruby Jean until I'm blue in the face. So the next book that I want to talk about is The Leeds Point Horror by John Collins, my dear friend. And this is, I think this is his debut. He's done short stories before that I've read and really liked, but this was his debut. And this is another Halloween book. It's a Halloween book. It takes place at a like a Halloween themed carnival kind of like thing. And it's got all of the good spooky things that you want. Heavy on the demonology and heavy on like that false sense of security you get and not realizing anything's wrong until it's too late. That is what this book is. Very short read. I had this one done in an afternoon. And this is what you want with a quick holiday themed read. I really liked this one. I really liked the main monster. I really liked the way it resolved at the end. And yeah, Leeds Point Horror. I expect many, many more great things from John. And then the third book, this is a book that a childhood friend, someone that I call her and my other childhood friend, they're my soulmate friends. I've been friends with her since we were in first grade. And she was at a thrift store and just happened upon this book and was like, hey, that sounds like something Summer would like. And because she's my soulmate friend, she was 100% right. It's called Ghosts in American Houses, a collection of ghostly folk tales retold and painted by James Reynolds. And this book, it's not specifically Halloween themed. I don't honestly think any of these stories were Halloween themed, but it has to do with me and my history and growing up. Where I come from in West Virginia, there was a folklorist named Ruth Ann Musick who wrote several books about the region, but two important ones called Coffin Hollow and The Telltale Lilac Bush. And they were folklore tales from West Virginia, and notably my local area of West Virginia. And I grew up reading these books. We were encouraged to check these books out of our elementary school library pretty much as soon as we were reading on our own. And I have been reading those books since I was, 8, 9 years old. So this kind of folklore appeals to me greatly. And it's that kind of family history, gossipy kind of folklore. And that might offend some people because it is oversimplifying what folklore can be. except that is also what folklore can be. Local legend revolves a lot around gossip, family fights, drama, things like that. And this centers on that. It's a lot of southern houses. It's a lot of ghosts being seen up on ridges. It'll tell you the story of who the ghost was in life and what happened to them in life and why they might have felt the need to stay behind as a spectral force, and then tells you where they're seen now as ghosts. And like, nothing makes me happier. Nothing makes me happier. I loved this book. It was bought at a thrift store. I don't know if you can get it anymore. But if you can, it was a very, very fun read. I had a great time. And yeah, these books with the heavy on the October kind of feeling, it really set my gears to turning when it came to writing my own Halloween-y kind of story. I do have a bad tendency to be really self-conscious about how some of my writing will come across. I don't like to flourish a lot because I'm not confident that I can do it well, and I also don't want to burden any possible readers I might have. So I tend to be very straightforward with my writing. But in this Halloween short, it'll still be short. I'll still keep it at or under 10,000 words, but I am indulging the part of myself that really loves the kind of storytelling that I read in these 3 books. These 3 books really inspired me, really made me want to do more as a writer. And in my situation as a kind of stuck creative, you couldn't ask for anything better. And I just can't tell you how happy I am to be writing again, and writing something that, although maybe a little self-indulgent, I'm enjoying the hell out of it. I think it's good. And I can't wait to put it out there for the world. It probably won't be published until mid-September, but that's around Halloween time. It's still on time. And it will be ebook only, 99 cents. I don't know. Just feeling better. I am looking forward to more than just that Halloween kind of feeling. I'm looking forward to a break in this god-awful heat, because I am a cool weather creature. Fall and winter are my 2 favorite seasons, and it might have something to do with the fact that I sweat like a barnyard animal, my fellow beasts of burden, but I don't like the heat. And so that'll be it. That'll be it for this month. I'll see you next month, hopefully with more fun stuff to talk about. I hope you're following me on socials. I've been trying to post more, trying to put my face out there a little more. I opened that little hobby store of mine, got my first few orders, which has been fun. Yeah, that's it. I'll see you next month, maybe with some fun stuff to talk about, undoubtedly with fun books to talk about. And thank you for always being here. I hope the world is treating you well, and if it isn't, you want me to come beat them up? Because I'll do it. I'll do it. Okay, bye.